What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader, also known as John, coming back to you with an unboxing video. I apologize, but I've already taken them out of the boxes. This is another AFA shipment. These are all modern G.I. Joes and Star Wars figures. I wish I could keep them in my collection, but unfortunately, I've got to sell these off. I've just got too much other stuff that is vintage that needs to be graded. So all of these are going to get sold, and I got fantastic scores on all of them. I had a gift card from AFA and a discount because I'm a gold member, and so these were all graded here recently using a gift card for my birthday, and they are all, like I said, all modern G.I. Joes and Black Series figures. And I unfortunately do have to sell them off. The interesting thing I did on these, a little bit different than in past orders for modern figures, is that I went ahead and upgraded the scoring system from the modern grading system to the standard 3-tier system. And for those of you who may be new to collecting graded figures, all that really means is that if the item is made, I believe, after 2000, or it might be 1995, I can't remember, but if it's a newer item, you can get an item graded on the modern scale. The modern scale is a lot less stringent, a lot less comprehensive in terms of how they score the item, and the scores range from 1 to 10, usually 7.5 or 8 to 10. And then the 3-tier system is the standard 3-tier system that you see with vintage figures, where they grade, the overall. They have an overall grade, and then they have the figure, card, and bubble or window, in the case of Black Series figures, subscores, and with a final score for the entire item. So I went ahead, just to change things up a little bit, I went ahead and upgraded these to the 3-tier system. So all of these are on the kind of the standard 3-tier system that they use for vintage figures. But let's go ahead and take a look at them. I've got 4 G.I. Joes. All 4 of them are already sold. I have a buddy who bought all 4 of them already, but I'll go ahead and show them to you. These are all 2018 figure subscription service figures, and the first one is the Cobra Supreme Leader, Cobra Commander. This one's really cool. It comes with Cobra Commander in an Arctic kind of outfit, and it's a really, really nice sculpt. It has it looks like cloth robes, cloth robe for the skirt. It almost looks like, from a distance, it looks like he's wearing a bathrobe. This is Cobra Commander when he's chilling out at the Playboy Mansion with a deceased Hugh Hefner. You know what I'm saying? Like, he looks like he's wearing like a silken bathrobe. He just got out of bed and he's like, yeah, let's go destroy the world. Screw the Joes. No, but it's actually a really nice figure, though. It's got a, Cobra serpentine cane and kind of a white laser rifle of some sort. But a really nice figure, nice sculpt. I really like it a lot. But it's got his kind of Arctic gear. And this one came back with a nice score. It came back with a 90, near mint plus to mint, and straight 90s all the way across with card, bubble, and figure. I'm not sure how this card got a 90 when it's got so much wave in it, as you can see there. But nevertheless, it did get a 90 score overall, so that's a nice figure. The next G.I. Joe is Jinx. Jinx was a vintage figure, and they also made a vintage figure of her in like a Tiger Force outfit. So this is the Tiger Force version of Jinx in the green and yellow outfit. It comes with an alternate head sculpt, so that head does pop off and you can put this on. And then, her vintage figure did come with this kind of staff type thing. I'm not a ninja. I don't have a black belt in karate, so I don't know what that's called, but it is kind of like a spiky staff looking thing. That's the technical term for it. And this one came back with a 90 plus, awesome score. So the card, bubble, and the figure all got 90, but it came back with a 90 plus score. So really nice score there. And I didn't show you the back of the Cobra Commander, but that's what the backs look like. It's just a close-up of the artwork along with a file card. So these are all 2018 releases. I sent these in towards the, I believe, at the end of December. So they're just now getting back. Let's see. The next one is Tomax. So if you go back through my old channel, you'll see I have an old video there of Zaymont, his twin brother. Very similar style. What's cool about this one is that it comes with the backpack that was also on the Zaymont figure, but it comes with a grappling hook, which was a nice throwback to the vintage figure. The vintage 1986 Tomax and Zaymont was a 2-pack, and it came with a grappling hook that they would share. But this one has the grappling hook in it, whereas Zaymont did not have that. Otherwise, it's basically a very similar sculpt to the Zaymont figure, just with everything reversed. And this one also came back with a 90. So you can see that there, 90 Near Mint Plus. Card, bubble, and figure all got a 90 again. Very nice. I'm not taking these out of the wrapper because, as I mentioned, all of these G.I. Joes were already sold. I had a buddy that wanted them, and he's bought a lot of them from me, so I'm giving him a good deal on them. But I thought I'd show them to you guys before I send them off to him tomorrow. But another really nice figure. And then this is the last, actually, I take that back. I've got 2 G.I. Joes in grading at CAS right now, so those will be the last of my G.I. Joes. Everything else has been sold. But this is the Cobra Hypnotist Crystal Ball. This was a vintage figure, so this is a remake of the vintage figure. He was just a really, really bizarre figure. The vintage figure did come with this kind of shield that, changes colors and all that kind of thing. That's the gimmick. He's the Cobra Hypnotist. He's got these wild, malarial, crazy eyes. He looks like the action figure grader after about a bottle of Jack Daniels. So I'm not sure what they were thinking when they designed this character, but he does have a following. He really does. This one was available on Big Bad Toy Store's website, and it sold within minutes, and I happened to grab one of them. And this one also came back with a 90. Card, bubble, and figure all got a 90. And here he is. I mean, just look at that dude. He is just so weird looking. His outfit is just so ridiculous. He's going shirtless. He's got the vest over top of the bare chest, showing off the 6-pack. You know what? I hardly ever eat meat anymore. I still don't have a 6-pack that looks like that. I don't understand what these people do. He's even got gray hair. How does a gray-haired old man have a 6-pack and I don't? I'm 42 years old, and I treat my body like a temple now. I don't drink. I don't eat meat. I work out like a fiend. I'm still wearing workout gear. Look at this. I'm still wearing workout gear. I just got done running 10 miles, yet this guy has a 6-pack and I don't. I just don't get it. It's not fair. Anyway, so that... I'm sorry, guys. That was terrible. All right, so this is Crystal Ball. He is sold. So now, all right, so before I get into these Black Series figures, I want to let you know that, yes, I do have lots of Black Series figures in my collection, and yes, I would like to keep every one of these. I really would. But I just can't keep everything. I can't do it. I've got too much other stuff in grading that's coming back, and I've got to pick and choose what I'm allowed to keep in my collection and what someone else should have. So I've sold a few Black Series items here recently, but all 6 of these are going to get sold. Like I said, I do this YouTube channel for fun. All right, this is not an extension of my eBay store. All of that being said, people do ask me all the time, hey, where's your eBay store? Where can I find these items? When I list these for sale, I will put a link in the description to this video. I'll put a link to my eBay store, and several viewers have bought items from me, so that's kind of cool. I don't, like I said, I'm not trying to use this as an advertising platform, but some people do watch these videos and some people do buy stuff. So I just sold, a few items to viewers. And so I'll put a link in case you guys want them. I will also say this. All right, this is the last I'll kind of advertise. I'm going to list these in an auction format, okay? And I'm going to list them at what I paid for them, okay? So I'm not trying to make any money on these. I'm just trying to get the money back so I can put it towards, other items that I have, vintage items, vintage bootlegs especially, that I have sitting underneath this camera in a big box that I just don't have the money to get the grading done for. So the way I look at it is, if I break even, great. Somebody else is going to get these at a very fair deal. A number of these have already sold on eBay for quite a bit more than where I'm going to list them. So I expect them all to sell. If you want them, I'll put a link on there. If you don't want them, then I'm sorry for the tirade, okay? So let's take a look at all 6 of these, and then we'll be done. But this is Maz Katana. I've never actually seen a graded Maz Katana, and when I bought this like 5 months ago, my intention was to keep this in my collection. I bought, all of these are collector grade upgrades from Big Bad Toy Store, so I paid extra to get the really high quality figures that are wrapped in, poly bag, and then they're separately boxed, and, they're really well protected. And all the scores show that. You'll see the scores in a second. But I couldn't find a Maz Katana. It comes with, her pistol. It comes with the lightsaber. It comes with that trunk that we saw in The Force Awakens. And it's a very nice figure. It's a small figure, but, they made up for it with some extras. And so it's a great figure. And this one came back with a great score. It came back with a 90 plus. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. Maz Katana 2017 Black Series. 90 plus. So the bubble, the window, it's called a W for window, and then the figure all got great scores. The figure got a 95 score, but the bubble and the box, I should say, and the window got a 90. So it's a 90 plus score. I think 4 of the 6 of these got 90 pluses. So for any of you who collect graded Black Series, there's not a lot of you out there, but if there are any of you, these are all really, really nicely scored, and they have the 3-tier score system instead of just the plain old, modern scores. So, but that's a really nice figure, though. I really like that one a lot, and it turned out great. And if I wasn't so cash-strapped right now, I'd keep it. But a really, really nice figure. And so there's Maz. Very cool. Okay, next. Let's see what we got here. I've got Grand Moff Tarkin. I bought 2 of these because the intention was going to be to keep one and then sell one. Because Tarkin is just a bad dude, man. I love Tarkin. They never made a vintage figure for him. God only knows why. He should have been a vintage figure back in the old days for, the original line. He should probably, really honestly, he probably should have been the original 12 or at a minimum in the original 21. But he's cool because he comes with the interrogator droid that you saw in the one scene in A New Hope with Princess Leia in the cell block before Han and Chewie and Luke come and rescue her, but that comes on a clear stand that sits next to Tarkin. The facial recognition technology that they're using over at Hasbro for these Black Series figures, it is paying off because that likeness of I can't remember his name now. I'm so bad. I can't remember his name. All right, I'm sorry. But anyway, the facial recognition technology that they're using for these figures now, I mean, that is just an awesome sculpt. And he got a 90, I believe. Let's see if we can get it to focus here, guys. There it is, 90. So the box, the window, and the figure all got 90s. Grand Moff Tarkin. So that is a great figure, though. And, these are in high demand, graded. So I expect those to sell for quite a premium. But I wish I could keep one, but I just can't do it. So, and I think I've got a second Tarkin here. Yeah, I do have a second Tarkin here. He also came back with a 90, so they're both exactly the same score. But awesome figure. Really like him a lot. And let's see. Next, we got Admiral Piet. I believe he was the guy that was choked in The Empire Strikes Back. I don't know why they just randomly decided to make him, but they did. But I went ahead and picked him up. He was on sale. I still got the collector upgrade, and he came back, I believe, with a 90 plus. Yeah, he came back with a 90 plus. There it is. The box, the window, and the figure all got a 90, but somehow he still got a 90 plus. So he's closer to 95 than a 90. And this is an online exclusive. So, not an easy one to pick up. You can't pick him up at any of the stores. But he came back with a 90 plus, so I imagine that'll be pretty high demand as well. But, the facial sculpt on this one, I'm not as in love with on that one. But, I think he was the guy that let the Millennium Falcon escape from them in the asteroid field, and he went to apologize to Vader, and that didn't go over too well, did it? Sorry, Admiral. I think you got choked to death, if memory serves me. But anyway, he got a 90 plus, so that's a pretty awesome figure. Next, we got the Rebel Trooper, Rebel Fleet Trooper. So, this was another figure that probably should have been in the vintage line, but never was made. And he's kind of made a comeback, and, he's got, it looks like the Death Star plans there, maybe, or some kind of communicator, the standard blaster, as well as a removable helmet. But, a very nice sculpt. It's kind of a boring figure, but, he was just in such demand from fans that they finally went ahead and made him. And he also came back with a 90 plus. And so the box, window, and the figure all got a 90, but he still came back with a 90 plus. Rebel Trooper. And the last one is probably my favorite, Dengar. People have been waiting for this guy for a while, and they finally made a Dengar 6-inch Black Series, and this figure is just awesome. You know, I don't know what it is about Dengar, but you know, he was one of my favorites growing up. I just love the way he looked. He's so tough looking. He's got a nice long rifle, you know, kind of, I guess, a power pack for the weapon, as well as a pistol. But he's got the standard look, just like the vintage figure, and he also came back with a 90 plus. So I am not going to be doing reviews on all these because I'm not taking him out of the poly bags, but he came back with a figure score of 95, where the box and the window are 90. So another 90 plus. So, you know, I got great scores on these. You know, people are probably wondering, why are you getting this stuff graded if you're not going to keep them? Well, the long and the short of it is, I bought, you know, I pre-ordered a lot of these like months ago, and sometimes Big Bad Toy Store takes a long time to actually fill their orders. And so this was a case where, you know, I bought these a while back, but I had no idea I was going to have so many other items that I would need to get graded. And the shelves are emptying slowly of modern stuff to make room for a lot of this vintage stuff I have on the way. So I got to make the tough choices, and unfortunately, these will be exiting my collection very quickly, but I just thought you guys would like to take a look at them since they just arrived. Thanks for watching, and I will be back soon.